Yeah.
Three, two, one. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of TapCaf Transmissions, the only Star Wars podcast scraping through a question episode at such a peak time for Star Wars views. I am one of your hosts, Corey, joined as always by the elliptical Eckhart's Ladder.
Elliptical.
Elliptical.
Call me fat. You saying I need to hit the elliptical?
No, I gave away my elliptical. I was trying to get rid of it for a while. Then we had a free giveaway day in Ottawa. I dragged it outside. It was gone immediately. By the time I went back to the couch, I looked out my front window. There was a father and son dragging it down the street. So it worked out great for me.
The real exercise is the elliptical you moved along the way.
Yeah. It made my backyard look very trashy for a while because it's just a bunch of shit hanging out there.
I mean, yeah, ideally the elliptical is not stored in the backyard.
We just didn't have anywhere else for it. The garage was taken over by the car because traditionally we didn't have a car in this house. But anyways,
I never park my car in the garage.
We don't have another parking spot. We just have the garage.
Oh, right, yeah.
Also, I don't want my car to be stolen, so
It's true.
Statistically, I know that 1 out of 5 cars are actually stolen every year in the X crew, so gotta be careful. But hope you're all doing well out there. We are going to be doing a Q&A episode because it's been a while since we've done that. I've delved into the reaches of the email address, which
that took all 5 minutes, I'm sure.
I had a lot of spam to delete. None of it particularly funny. There was one that I almost didn't delete because I thought it was a real email because I thought it said Vergere in the subject, but it was like DEGERE. It was something else entirely. It would have been very disappointing to read as a question.
Yeah.
So if you are in chat, you want to get a question in, you can post that. If you want to send a question to the email right now, I guess you can do that too. We are tapcaftransmissions@gmail.com. But we have Help on the Way 420 in chat asked for our first question. Well, I guess first, my question for you, Justin, is
Help is on the way. I'm good. Has there been any Star Wars news this week? I guess we got a little bit of a better look at Zero Company.
Yeah,
and
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I am too. I will say, like, I don't know if it was a great trailer. Like, for me, it was good because, like, I'm already super into those type of games and Star Wars, but it wasn't exactly exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the Anakin bit at the end, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to see more of the game. That's kind of what I got out of it. One of the TR devs, Triton, was saying that the animations felt a bit off for him, but it was like it felt appropriate for the type of game to me. Like if it was a Fallen Order style game,
yeah, like
maybe
that
it
one
would have felt
space
the
battle
same.
Scene was kind of like not low effort. The one space battle scene was kind of sketchy for like a AAA game, but like knowing the kind of cutscenes they're gonna have in this, I think it's gonna be good. It's pretty much exactly what I expected, which is good. And then we also got to look at Galactic Racer, which I think is going to be very fun. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think we're in for some good Star Wars games this year. And then there was also they announced the hiring of the narrative director for Fate of the Old Republic. And I saw some comments on that thing like, oh, well, if they're just getting a narrative director now, does that mean they don't, like the game just doesn't exist? And they did say when they announced it, they're very early in development, but you can work on the core game loop without having the full narrative in place. Like you can know the general setting, and now you're getting someone who's going to more directly flesh it out. I wasn't expecting to see the game for a couple more years anyways. So I think that'll be, like that still fits in the timeline for me. I don't think it's an issue.
So Zero Company is the one we get next. That comes in August.
Yep.
That
was also part of the announcement since we've last had an episode.
Yes.
That it's coming very soon.
And then I think Racer is, what is it, like November or October?
November or something? I forget the exact date, but yeah, it's a bit later.
Yeah. So October 6th. So either way, two double A Star Wars games coming. And I think Zero Company I think is going to be budget priced as well, which is nice. I mean, I
Yeah.
was a little disappointed it was going to be budget priced just because I mean, I'm sure it's still going to be great. I felt like if it was full price, maybe that means it's got a bit more content, but yeah, it's going to be good.
I think both of these games fit in more of the Squadrons area where they're kind of a bit more niche in how they expect the appeal to be. So like I bought the deluxe edition. I pre-ordered. I don't normally pre-order games, but I pre-ordered Zero Company because there's no chance I'm not playing it, no matter how good or
Yeah.
bad it is, because I'm going to be covering it on the channel. So I did spring for the deluxe edition though because I wanted to, and even then it wasn't
No,
that
I
bad
think it was
for
like
how games are now.
49 American, right? Like that's the standard.
Yeah.
So it's like $20 off. I think games are 69 American now.
Yeah, the base price for the deluxe edition in Canadian was like 71. So plus tax, it was in the 80s maybe, I forget. But yeah, it's
Crazy. Games are $100 nowadays.
yeah. Got it. And none of that money goes to the devs.
Nope.
It just goes to fucking Embracer buying more studios to shut down. But we do
Yep.
have kind of related to our hopes and dreams being lifted by some of these game announcements. We have from Help on the Way asking if the future of Star Wars entertainment was a stock, would you be buying or selling?
I think I'd probably buy right now simply because it's got to be low right now. So like I feel like I want to buy the dip. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, like, there are going to be projects which are exciting. So yeah, I think I'd be buying the dip right now.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think if you look at it on the game side, we have what we've just been talking about with those two games coming this year that look really solid. Even if they're not everyone's cup of tea, I think they
Yeah, they're
look like
definitely not going to
good,
be.
solid games within their genre. Uh, and I think we've started seeing evidence that other games do exist as well. Like, I think I don't expect Fate of the Old Republic anytime soon, but I think it is a real game. I don't think Eclipse is a real game. I don't think anyone's ever playing that.
Yeah,
But like
doesn't
Jedi
seem
3,
likely.
I have a lot of trust in. So I think on the game side, there's a lot to look forward to. Starfighter as a movie is coming, and I think there's a lot of excitement building behind that.
Hmm.
There's the on the book side, there are some pretty important books coming out for like there's
We
a
just
Rey
got a
novel
preview
coming
for one
up.
of them.
Yeah, so I think they're in pretty much every category. Like TV shows, we have Ahsoka coming at some point. Like TV is the one where we know less about what's going to be going on, but it's always kind of a back and forth between TV and movies for Star Wars. So I
Yeah.
think I'm excited for what's to come. And like anecdotally, uh, interest in Star Wars is a big factor in what drives views for both of us on our Star Wars videos.
Hmm.
And like we can make a video as good or bad as we want, but there's kind of a range within which it is going to perform based on
There's like a
uh
floor. Yeah.
yeah. And I have never had a better run, I don't think, than right now for videos.
Good.
So even though like I don't think Mandalorian Grogu like broke any like
No.
shattered any ceilings or anything, and I didn't love it, but I think there is a lot of interest in Star Wars right now, and I think there's a good reason to have a lot of interest in Star Wars right now. So it's a good question. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I come to every project like my default stance for every project is optimistic, even if it's one that like, when the Acolyte was announced, I was optimistic, but like I had some concerns, mostly that like regarding the timing, like 100 years before. It's same with the High Republic, just like the timing of this franchise or the story and what they could tell. But like I still come from it at an optimistic point. Same with the Mandalorian and Grogu. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Those two for me didn't quite work out, but I always do want to believe. So I tend to be a pretty positive person in that sense.
Not if you ask Twitter and Reddit.
No, it's okay. I don't care.
uh, but yeah, so I
I
think
would have at one point, but not anymore.
Yeah, I tend to come at it from the same kind of perspective, and I think we had fairly similar opinions on Mando and Grogu. I didn't express them in such an ableist way, but 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 Acolyte I disagreed on. But like I think the variety in TV show types we got was good, and I think we are going to lose that. That's something that
Acolyte for me was one that like what I thought was going to be an issue did not end up being an issue at all. Like I thought they weren't going to be able to tell a substantive enough story, or that they'd be really limited. But like that wasn't the problem at all with me. Like I liked Kamir as a character, and I think like there could have been some interesting stuff with Plagueis. The issue for me was just like I didn't think it was necessarily filmed very well. I didn't connect with the main characters very much. So
my only major Acolyte issue was that the Rashomon effect was not used anywhere near as well as it should have been for how prominent it was, for how much they retread the same thing.
Yeah, that was, I think, like format was really, I think, both of our biggest issue. Where, yeah, we kept like revisiting things that like, and getting more information that didn't actually tell us anything new.
Yeah,
like we could imagine this, like, and when you got, I don't remember that was an 8-episode show or a 7 or 6 or 10, whatever, but like when you can imagine most of the context, knowing for sure exactly what happened doesn't add much, and I thought that kind of hurt the rest of the show a bit.
But now our format is retreading things for the 7th time. So we'll move on to Birdie Sanders' question, asking, do you have any thoughts on Ram Koda in Legends? Do you think anything could have been done to improve upon him?
I wonder if that's like a reference. Remember when that bird landed on his microphone back in like when he was running for the
Democrat? 2018. Or was it the
no? I think it was when he was running against Hillary. So it would have been in like 2015, right?
Yeah, 2015 or 2016 because the election is 2016. But American primaries start like 6 years before the election.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's why I said. Yeah, that's why I said 2015. Back when things were a little. Yeah, ours. Well, like I know we talk about Canadian politics. A lot of people don't care. They knock our shit out in like 10 minutes.
Well, it helps that we don't have the primaries, right? Like we just have the parties pick their leaders on their own time. Like Elizabeth May the Green Party just announced they're looking for the next person to be replaced in 3 years by Elizabeth May. So it can happen. It can happen to anyone at any point.
But even in that, when the Liberals did their thing, I heard pretty much the entire thing driving somewhere.
Yeah. But for
that was an easy vote.
I think Ram Koda kind of walked so that Pong Krell could run as far as the lore was concerned, because the main thing that made Ram Koda interesting as a character was, other than being like Starkiller's drunk Obi-Wan, it was the fact that he didn't trust clones and had his own like separate militia. And I think any chance there had of exploring that just went away with Force Unleashed 3, which I don't think I ever believed was really going to get anywhere, and it wasn't really going to explore that.
Yeah, I don't find very much about the actual Force Unleashed stories super interesting, if I'm being honest. Like, they're fun games and I enjoy them, and I think it's cool that there's like a Star Wars story that doesn't concern itself with like philosophy of the Force or anything. It's just stupid fun, and like that's how I see those games. And I do not mean that at all as a downside, because like I would call Squadrons stupid fun as well. Like that story is very shallow as well, and it's probably my favorite Star Wars game. But like Ram Koda, to me, he doesn't, like him being blind. I can't remember if is he blinded in the first one or into the second. I can't remember.
First one, I think.
But like part of the issue with The Force Unleashed for me is that the second game is so like undercooked. And I think that hurts a lot of it. And I like that those games do they do a good job with like their Legends references. Like during the Battle of Kamino, they go out of their way to include a bunch of like fun little legend ships. Like the T-Wing is there and the Star Chaser's there, and I think that's really cool. And there's an assault frigate and there's some other stuff, and I really appreciate that. But the story otherwise, to me, never really meant a whole lot.
Yeah, I think as far as like Ram and the other characters go, the problem is that like In a way, The Force Unleashed is presented as the adventures of Starkiller and his 20 useless friends. Like,
Yeah,
no one else in those games can do anything, including
and this
Darth
cool
Vader.
robot.
Like, no, a proxy can do stuff because you have to
Yeah.
fight him sometimes. So he's a boss, so he can be a boss. But everyone else, like Ram Koda, basically doesn't do shit. And one thing that I think would clash with Koda and how some of the other lore goes is that like Koda doesn't trust the clones, and it's hard to make that be a sympathetic character trait when every time any media has decided to explore the clones more, it has been showing them as, I think, rightly victims as well. And I think that's the more interesting perspective to have. So even though you end up with this conflict between the Jedi and the clones, uh, whether you like the uh, conditioning being why they go along with Order 66 or the chip, like either way, I think the relationship of the clones and the Jedi as being like both victims ends up being a bit more interesting than Coda just being kind of shitty about them. Because he has no reason, if you think it's conditioning or the chip, he has no reason to think that clones are just inherently untrustworthy anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's just being clone racist and happens to have been right that they would have killed him.
Yeah, and the other thing is like that's just kind of like what clones were like in the. You get something similar in like the Battlefront games where you got like the Nightfall story, and the clones like in that case they know like what's about to happen and they serve alongside the Jedi anyway. So like part of it, you're right, is like kind of a relic of the age where obviously the Clone Wars TV show changed a lot, but it's kind of hard. Like if you like that stuff which came afterwards, it's kind of hard to reconcile the two. I don't hate the idea of there being like crotchety old Jedi though.
Well,
like,
Mace kind of is that as well.
Yeah, Mace is like that. Like even Qui-Gon in a way is kind of like that. He's less crotchety, but more like of a rogue. And like Jorah Sabaoth is kind of like that in a way too.
But he's also clinically insane.
Yeah. So, and I wonder if what's her name's master, Devon's master, is like that too. We don't really know a whole lot about what he was like with the Jedi.
He seemed pretty cool though, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
Now he's dead.
But I can see him being a little crotchety as well.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He seemed more like he was sneaking the Padawans candy when they were or the youngling. What are they called? What's the middle stage called? They're named after some creature, but I can't remember. There's like the Dianogas and the Rontos and stuff. But anyways. Thank you, Birdie. Our next question, a little bit quicker of one probably. Did y'all see the Black Series toy leak for Starfighter? Supposedly there will be a new Stormtrooper as one of the figs. What do you think this means? Big fan, by the way.
I did not see that.
I don't know. But I normally expect every movie to come with like some trooper variant. I don't think it'll be too big a deal. Like the Shore Troopers in Rogue One, typically they're just kind of window dressing.
So what kind of trooper did he say it was? I'm trying to find it.
I'm type. But I don't know if I want to know, because I don't want to be, if it is a spoiler on some kind of environment type, I'm going to try to stay out of the know.
I can never do that. I don't have self-control.
I'm just lazy.
I always end up, I will say I didn't spoil myself for Mando and Grogu, but I mean,
you can't.
Yeah. The baby does cute things.
I saw that there would be big pipe. What I didn't know going to that movie though was that whether or not Rhoda would be able to make himself into his own man when Jabba the Hutt was his father. I thought that was going to be a big question.
Yeah, I'm glad they addressed that early.
Early and often.
Early and often, yeah.
Tap the script. This one's just for you, I think. But Malcolm is asking, if you needed to draft a starting hockey squad of Star Wars characters, who would you draft? Only 1 to 2 Force users allowed.
That's an interesting question. It's funny because I'm watching. I produce a hockey podcast, and the one of the hosts right now is in a bathrobe, and he's about to spin the big thing to get the crowd pumped up at Carolina versus Vegas. So Mike Commodore, however, would not be on my draft list. I think I mean, Rada would be a great choice, right? Like Rada as goalie.
I was gonna say Obi-Wan as goalie because his whole lightsaber style is not letting anything past him, right? Defensive, and
Yeah, I
that's one
definitely
of
care
your
about. I
two.
definitely care about that.
If you've got two Force users, I think one being your goalie makes sense because if they
Yeah,
can't
but
score on you, then what do you?
how are you going to score on a Hutt? He's big.
He's got to be far enough forward that they can just get around him. I think. Like you
Maybe.
go around the net and you get it in from behind, whatever the fuck that's called, and it's hard to attend a goal when you're Jabba the Hutt's son.
My father played forward, but I wanted to be my own man. Ever since I strapped the pads on, they cheer for me. Okay, that's a good question. So, I mean, I think Pong Krell. We spoke about him earlier. He's got no he's got no chill. He's got the aggression we need and extra arms. So
Where are you
maybe
putting him?
I think Pong Krell is going to be my like grinder center. He's going to be skating all over the ice, hitting people.
Okay.
Big in front of the net. I want a heavy guy who can get down low. I want a skilled guy on the wing, so someone fast, so like a fast, skilled guy on the wing with good. What?
Breeze.
I was gonna say Sebulba.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll get Sebulba on the wing. I think a Jedi for a defenseman, someone who can really calm things down.
Are you sticking with Rada for goalie, and then you're putting Pong Krell center? Okay.
Yeah, so I get one more Jedi.
Syndralig?
No, I need someone a little tougher.
Kenneth Hamner.
I do like Kenneth Hamner for some like veteran presence. Like he's been there, he's seen it all. He's a good calming force in the locker room. So yeah, Kenneth Hamner, big left-handed D-man. My other D-man, his partner, probably a younger guy who goes up and down the ice a bit more.
Dash Rendar?
Yeah, Dash Rendar. No, Dash Rendar is more of a winger. He'll be my other winger. And then I think Watto. It's got to be Watto.
Watto?
Yeah.
Hey, that's
kind
of racist, but
well, that's what I'm hoping. Like people will say something, and
so we've got Rada the Hutt, Dash Rendar, Kenneth Hamner, Pong Krell, Watto. Who else was it? Was that everyone?
Sebulba.
How many should there be? Sebulba.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, you picked the wingman and you didn't pick Oral. Kind of nuts.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm going to change Watto for Quarrel.
Okay, that's a better decision.
Yeah. He's such a team player.
Yeah, like I don't care what I'm doing. If I get one teammate in life, it's Oral. Sorry, Dana.
Yeah. Sorry, Dana. Would make that choice 1,000 times out of 1,000, though, if you're wondering. If you're wondering.
All right, next up, we have Vader's Fist asking, if Disney announced that they would continue adding content to the Legends continuity, similar to how there are many Marvel continuities, would you guys support that?
Yes.
Yeah. Like when the Marvel comic came out, we were both very excited about that, and then I didn't read it. So.
I did, and it was great. I loved it.
And now there's no site to read comics online on.
Yeah, that's the only place comics existed as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. Kind of too bad. But yeah, I'd enjoy it. I don't think they would do it. I don't think splitting focus like that makes sense.
No, I don't think they're ever
literally no
it.
reason for them to do it.
So. Yeah. Maybe at some point, but not for a bit.
S1 is asking, what's the historiography of Mon Calamari and Dak? It seems to have way more lore than other planets. How did it get that way?
I think Mon Calamari was one of those things that like George Lucas is funny because like he picks things out of the air and like they're always in his script. Like I forget I can't remember if Chewbacca was initially called Wedge or like Chewbacca, like all his names and all of his ideas, they basically circle around. I feel like he wanted Mon Calamarians for a while. I don't think they ever were from something else because they're fish people called Mon Calamari. But I as for like why the planet became so, I honestly think it's a big part of why Mon Calamari is so like important in the expanded universe and the lore is simply because Admiral Akbar is like one of the few aliens who has a speaking role in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I don't know if the Mon Calamari cruisers were originally called that or not, or if they were just rebel cruisers. Like I know Home One was called the headquarters frigate. I got a question for you though, Corey. And this is one that I've been thinking about. Do you think Home One is actually the name of the ship?
No,
Or do
I
you
always thought it was meant
Okay.
to be a designation for that battle.
Right. So it's like the Independence, probably. That's usually the
Yeah,
name I hear people.
Theoretically, it would probably be named something else, but then like that's just what it was called
It's
there. They
Akbar's,
never
it's
had
the
the actual
flagship,
name.
so it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I've always been a Home One has another name truther, but I don't think it was. Like, I think over time it has obviously become the name. But
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading. What was I reading? I think it was the Return of the Jedi novelization, and they call it the headquarters frigate, which is funny.
the headquarters frigate.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
But yeah, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat does, whether they were designated as Mon Calamari ships in the script. I mean, I could check, but I kind of doubt it. I think the connection was probably just made because Home One had all those Mon Calamari on it. Yeah.
I mean, it was all. The script only has 3 mentions of Mon Calamari. There's a Mon Calamari controller, Akbar, another Mon Calamari leaning on the railing of the bridge, and Akbar, a salmon-colored Mon Calamari. So those are the mentions of it. But I think they were. I think it's on one of the concepts.
But it very well might be. It might be. I'm not sure. I know the concept art that you're talking about.
The one that became the MC90.
Yeah. But I don't know offhand whether it is listed.
But yeah, that's definitely wherever that originated. That is definitely why they became such an important thing. Because like the New Republic shipwrights, the fact that it's Akbar, like it was bound to be that way.
Yeah. Zach says, creature artist Phil Tippett, still crushing it. Named the species after a calamari salad he ate for lunch one day.
Yeah.
So
it's a wrap.
That is that's what it seems like.
Next up, again from Help on the Way, asking, as a Legends era book reader, I fell off hard after the Disney purchase. I'm aware of most High Republic era stories, but are we going to get novels that start to fill the gap between 6 and 7?
I mean, we've already gotten a few, but yeah, I suspect we'll get more. I like there. What was that sound? Did you hear that?
That was me clearing my throat. I muted myself on stream, but I didn't mute myself
Jesus
on Discord.
Christ.
So
fuck. It was like, bleh. You know in Halo 3 when you go up to one of those flood doors?
Yeah.
It sounded a lot like that. Boot up isolation. But no, I don't know, like they're being very careful about their books, and by very careful I mean making like none in that era because they're not sure what they want to do with TV and movies and games, and I think that's probably going to be their approach for a while.
Yeah, even with that, I think there are some really good ones that already exist in like the between OT and sequel trilogy. I think where they're really going to be starting to fill things in is going to be within and then after the sequel trilogy. Because stuff like Lost Stars, Bloodline, both of those are really good and in that kind of period. Shadow of the Sith we both enjoyed, not quite on the same level. but it's in that period as well.
The big one is the Aftermath trilogy as well. Like those are the big,
which
like
we'll
in
read
terms of
someday.
moving the story forward, those are the most consequential ones. Like Bloodline does kind of a lot of the like it's set before Episode 7, but to me it feels more like a tie into The Last Jedi.
Yeah, like it is a bit weirder when there is a period that feels like it could have more exploration in the shows and movies, where like books are obviously a secondary source of media because it just makes less money. Like there's no one who is there's no major stories they're going to tell in books with the characters that are potentially going to show up in movies and shows, which could change their trajectory as characters in the way that Legends did, because there was just nothing else going on. But for the books that do exist, there are some, and I do recommend, like Alphabet Squadron trilogy, Lost Stars, and Bloodline. I think are all worth reading, and I think they're all great ways to get into, like both as standalone stories and as just ways to get into the new canon.
Yeah. Alphabet Squadron I found frustrating the first time I read it. I didn't really like the book because it, like, if you are hoping for a big consequential story, you ultimately don't really get that, but you get like a really good story about characters in that time. And I think it ends up like a lot of that time period does end up fitting together pretty well, and like The Mandalorian has touched on it, funny enough, which definitely is something I didn't expect during season 1. They touched on it with the end of season 2 when they go to that Imperial base, and what's his name is there, and they're talking about Operation Cinder, and then later in season 3 when they've got that weird Coruscant episode. So there's definitely stuff there. I do remember, I've talked about this on the podcast before, but it did feel for a while like they were really going to tie things together. Like I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 and seeing Rey Sloane, and I was like, or she's referenced. I don't think she actually appears, but she's referenced. I was like, oh man, like they're really gonna. And then they had like Han with the beard, which is a thing in Aftermath as well. But those references end up being kind of as small as possible, like just things they could do without having to actually affect the story very much. But yeah, like overall, there's a good amount to read.
Yeah, and again, like even if you're not overall interested in getting super invested in like reading everything, then there are still some stories that are like the less gravity or the kind of like lower stakes stories, because they are these self-contained stories. Well, they do have the downside of not changing all that much for the wider galaxy. They are more able to be kind of digested on their own, which is a trade-off, but I think can make them a bit easier to enjoy.
Yeah.
But next question from Koi: Paradise Snare soon? Question mark.
Didn't we do that one?
We didn't. We talked about.
Yeah, we gotta do the other Han Solo trilogy at some point.
We gotta. The more books we do, the less there are to still cover. So we eventually can't escape it unless we like end the podcast. Like we'll say we're doing Paradise Snare next week, then we'll actually say no, we decided not to do the podcast anymore.
I don't think we'll ever end it. Like there's definitely gonna be times where we take breaks, which we're gonna talk about this summer, probably at the end of the video. There are gonna be times when we take breaks, but unless they plan on stopping Star Wars, or like there's some sort of global catastrophe
and one of us dies, that might stop the podcast.
Yeah, that's possible. Definitely possible.
Also, are you excited for the World Cup? I'm no offense to anyone else, but I do not care and have never cared about anything less.
Yeah, I like, this is Canada's first year where like we've got a good team. So I will watch the Canada games. Like my favorite part of the World Cup is usually just getting together with the guys to watch it. But like I've got 3 kids now, and it's tough. Like in the group chat, one of my buddies was like, "What did he say?" He was like, "Do you guys want to come watch the game at 3:30 tomorrow, or do you have children to tend to?" And like, yeah, we can't. I'll have to work, or we've got children. We can't go to a bar at 3:30 and watch soccer as much as I would like to. It is in Canada, which is cool.
Thursday at 7 p.m.
Exactly. It is nice that it's in Canada, but no, I'm like I'll watch it, but I'm not. I'm more excited for the Stanley Cup playoffs, which are finishing, in the NBA Finals, which are finishing.
You don't have a soccer channel yet though, so maybe you'll
No,
care more when it
no,
starts making you money.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I can care about whatever I need to.
Jacob is asking, a year ago, Star Wars Unlimited got a few Legends cards based off the KOTOR 2 games, the two KOTOR games, sorry. What would your dream card be, no matter how obscure, for Unlimited? I have a box of that set somewhere up here. Zach in chat has still been collecting a lot of them. If I had more, if I
Yeah,
didn't buy a car, I'd probably have bought a lot more Star Wars Unlimited cards, to be honest. But
it's a good question. I would really like I'd like a Corran Horn card.
yeah, I think he has a
Yeah,
decent chance of actually showing up at some point,
yeah,
considering there
like
is a
I'm.
Corrin in Obi-Wan.
He hasn't. I don't think he's in Galaxy of Heroes yet.
If
So
there were like hyperspace solo trio kid cards,
that would be cool.
I would hunt them.
You could do like the art from Vector Prime, like the asteroid field art.
Yeah. Like something
That'd be
where
cool.
the Pokemon cards where it's like groups and like the art continues on to them,
Oh yeah, that'd
I
be
would
really
hunt those
cool.
cards. That would
Yeah,
be
that'd be sick.
not obscure, but I would hang them on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Like I was thinking
I
about
think
doing the
like
same with the Sith Triumvirate if I got those cards, but they are very rare and very expensive.
oh
So
really? How much are they?
well, I pulled a hyperspace Scion, I think it was, or Kreia, and when the set just came out, they were like $5 for just like the basic one, not for the what are the special ones called? Like the
Aren't
ones
they
you get in the
hyperspace?
Carbonite. There's the hyperspace version, but there's also the like super special art rare ones that I've never pulled a single one of. I think Zach got one or
Can't
two.
remember. Yeah, Zach got
But
one.
like the Sith trio are very expensive in that set from what I saw.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
There's some cool ships that I would like. Something like the Eclipse would be cool.
yeah,
Any like the Galactic Voyager would be really cool.
yeah. Any of the ships being cards would be fun, but solo trio is the
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for the question. Next up, we have make sure I'm not missing anything. So Cat Kaiser asked, I think this is one that I skipped earlier. Reading Dark Empire, what is the most major flaw in the story and how do you fix it? Easy answer there, just don't publish Empire's End.
Yeah, like that. It's simple.
Yep. Dark Empire was good. Dark Empire 2 was fine. Empire's End was bad. It should have stopped earlier. It's kind of how I feel about the Jedi Academy trilogy. Jedi Search
Yeah,
was fine. Dark Apprentice was
yeah,
fine. Champions of the Force, nothing
bad.
should have happened.
Um, so I saw this is a completely different topic, but I was thinking about the Mandalorian and Grogu and how I would have liked Sigourney Weaver to be uh like a ship captain instead of a pilot. And I was just thinking like how I would make the movie more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been fun. I saw this really cool animation someone did. I wish I could find it on YouTube of the Moldy Crow pulling into a Starhawks hangar, like that back hangar they have. And I was thinking like, how cool would it be if like after um after they captured the after they captured or they killed the Imperial, then we see like the New Republic fleet show up, and then maybe that's where he meets maybe that's where he meets her and gets his next mission. I just feel like the movie like not enough interesting locations, and I think that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Meeting on a Starhawk, like, and that would be so different because yeah,
I like Nal Hutta. I was glad to see that play a heavy role in a movie, even if the New Republic illegally bombed them and started a new interstellar war that we're not going to see the results of.
yeah,
But, that's fine.
yeah.
Let's see. We have from Jack Anderson asking, what are your theories on Lumaya's motivation in sacrificing herself on Luke's blade to protect Jason's identity as Mara's killer when self-sacrifice seems contrary to Sith ideas?
I mean, if you read Lumaya throughout Legacy of the Force, it's not really contrary to how she acts. Like she's kind of all about this Sith plan and like getting Jason in position. Like she's willing to die on many occasions for him.
Yeah,
Like I
which
think when she's
is the annoying part is like Troy Denning refuses to read Vergère's actions in any other context than like, oh, she's actually evil, and instead
Mhm.
has like Lumaya as the Sith being like, it's for the plan, it's gonna be great, and we don't actually know what she thinks is good about having the Sith involved. I just find it frustrating, honestly.
yeah. Yeah. She's an interesting character. Like I like how she's introduced as like in her spot on the asteroid. I mean, there's parts of her character which like we get at the beginning that it kind of drops, like her like using her soft influence,
Yeah.
like in her holocam stuff, like that kind of falls off really quickly. Even her like she can like take over people's bodies and stuff. Like they drop that pretty quickly. Um but she's an interesting character. I don't really mind. I prefer when it's like dark Jedi who have survived the whole time and they've got this tie to Palpatine and everything else. I don't hate that. But yeah, I agree. Like she ends up coming off really half baked, and that's like a problem with a lot of Legacy of the Force, where like things move really quickly while they're wasting a lot of time on nonsense.
Yeah.
And like I think that has to do a lot with like the three
Boba Fett.
author structure.
Boba Fett. Like it turns into
Yeah.
just they need to get Lumaya out of the way, and I guess from her perspective, having Luke kill her for the wrong reason probably is very funny to her. So
Yeah,
that's another motivation you can add in there.
it is. Yeah, because she hates Luke. She
She
says she
says she
doesn't,
doesn't
but
hate Luke, but she hates Luke. But
yeah,
it's kind of like, yeah, Lumaya stops being the big bad once Jason can be the open big bad, and then what good is she? She just gets thrown away.
yeah.
Darth Johnny asks, what do you think of the recent leaks and hearsay that Anakin is coming back in a big way and that the sequels are going to be somewhat retcon in Ahsoka? We think that's YouTube BS. That is YouTube
Yes.
BS that has been happening since The Force Awakens was announced, essentially.
Well, I think Anakin will play a big
Anakin, yeah,
role
that part.
in Ahsoka for sure. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if he's like he's not going to be a main character, but like I think he could very well be like a secondary character.
Mhm.
And I think that's fine. Like he is the most important, one of like the two or three most important characters in the whole universe. So I think that's fine. But no, if they were ever going to retcon it, like you can't retcon movies with a show that has like 1/100th of the popularity of the movies. Like the movies are everyone saw them, so it doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, like Disney is not looking, no matter what you think of the sequels, Disney is not looking for a way to legal loophole themselves out of having to take them into account with stories. That's just not happening. And like, yeah, I think Anakin is going to be in Ahsoka, but I don't think like anything about like, oh, this proves Lucasfilm's secret plan to retcon the sequels. Like people have been making those videos forever. For a lot of the grifters, they make a lot of money, and that is as
Mhm.
far as it goes. It's
Because
not
here, like,
based on
here's the
anything, and
thing:
it's
like they, the story of the sequels is done. Like
yeah,
all they have left are the characters, and the characters aren't the problem. Like I
yeah,
think Ray, like regardless of what some people on YouTube will tell you, is a well liked character. Like he's or she's like I think she's a well liked character. I think Finn's a really well liked character. Poe, if they can get Oscar Isaac back, which he seems a lot more willing now. Like I think he's a well liked character. So like if the sequels, if they had kind of figured out a better way to wrap the story up, maybe like they would have relied on plot threads from the movies a bit more if there were any left, but um but they don't need to reboot anything
yeah,
because it's all done.
yeah. And even as far as the actors and actresses go, people generally like those three, especially like they're
Yeah.
the idea that there would be, and we know we're getting more stories with Ray and with
Yeah.
Finn and with not necessarily with Poe in movies, but Like, we know there's the Ray movie that's being written, or was.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you for the question, Darth Johnny.
Yep.
Let's see. Who do you want to win the NBA Finals? Rebel asks.
I'm a Rangers fan, so I'll go with the Knicks.
I don't know who's playing, and I don't care. Once again,
There it is.
I just know that I get basketball team questions wrong at trivia sometimes, and I'm trying to remember which teams exist. That's all it is to me.
That's fair.
Logan is asking, what planets would you want to see in the next Jedi Fallen Order game?
That's a good question. I'd like to see Korriban. I think that'd be cool.
I feel like that is more likely to be Fate of the...
Yeah, I don't think we are going
Fate of the
to. I just
Republic.
think it'd be cool. Although that probably means he's got to fight lots of little beasties and stuff, which aren't always the most fun parts of those games.
It feels like it'd
Anytime I
be
gotta
too much
fight,
like
like, a little-
Dathomir in Fallen Order.
Yeah, I mean the hardest. I didn't mind Dathomir. The one level I think everyone didn't like. Well, not I liked all of Fallen Order. Like it was all good. It's just some of the backtracking was not even annoying. Just the map I think sometimes was a bit hard to read. But once you figured out how to do it, the backtracking became really easy. Like I don't know. I'm really happy that I can't really remember how I believe nice goal by the Canes. I believe the second game had like a fast travel system, but the first didn't. And I really like games that like send you deep into a level. Like what is the big like forest level in not Kashyyyk obviously, but I'm trying to remember Fallen Order levels. I'm trying to remember the levels, but I like when a game sets you deep into a planet and it's like a real struggle to get out. Like I think that's a lot more compelling than just getting in, finding the doohickey you need to upgrade your lightsaber to cut through the next door, and then fast traveling out. So I'd like a planet that was like that actually challenges you and feels overwhelming, and that's why I think Korriban would be really interesting. But there's other set planets you could do, or it'd be cool to go back to. I was a little frustrated with the portrayal of Kashyyyk in that game. I didn't think it was very interesting.
Yeah.
So, like the Kashyyyk Undercity would be good. I'd like to go to thinking of Undercity. I'd really like to go to Terrace in canon at some point. But yeah, those are my few. Malachor would be cool too.
I think a game going to Trandosha or Rhodia would be fun. Like Trandosha, I don't think ever really appears anywhere. It gets mentioned a lot, but it's always off to the side. And like we've been to Kashyyyk. I think Trandosha is a fun one that could use a lot more exploration. Rhodia, I just like Rhodians. Rhodians are funny. Yeah.
You know, it would be a really cool one that I was just thinking of. Belsavis.
Yeah.
Like if you gotta go because they got the big. It'd be cool to be dropped outside of one of those craters, like with the city. They build the cities because it's an ice planet. They build the cities in the craters. It'd be cool to kind of be dropped at the edge and have to work your way down to the bottom. Maybe you've got to find the Jedi ship.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
We're gonna pull in Children of the Jedi in the Eye of Palpatine into the Jedi Fallen Order games.
That'd actually be sick. That'd actually be sick. Cal Kestis stopping. Well, the timeline does not work out, but
Cal Kestis versus Jyn Altis.
Maybe it's like the Eye of Grievous or something.
It's literally just his eye.
His weird goopy, his goopy boogery eye. Remember, yeah.
Cass asks any fan-made stuff y'all would recommend. There was the fun style animated Dark Empire.
That one's really good.
Not the shitty one that was like it AI'd images of actors into a fake live action looking thing using the comic frames that someone made. No. That was real bad.
Yeah. I always recommend. There's this little short film called Battle of the Dreadnoughts. That's really good. No, Oda King 77077 has he changed his name now. It's just Oda King Animation. TIE Fighter short film, very cool, worth watching. There's the guy who's doing the full Thrawn, Thrawn trilogy, I think. And I don't know if he does it in Blender or what, but that's pretty cool. Obviously it's like a bit more raw, but he like is doing the entire books word for word with custom animation, no AI, actual voice actors. I've talked to him; he's very cool. What's the that? Did you see that Coruscant one with the Lusankia? That one was really cool.
I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta watch. I'll send that to you. Noble Engine, Star Wars X-wing, very cool. There's a lot of really good Star Wars fan projects right now. Probably because
Empire Expanded, recreating all the post-Endor stuff in Empire at War as missions you can play.
Yeah, that's a great idea. There's just a lot of like I kind of know some of the guys, but the modeling community and like the rigging community and whatnot, like they seem pretty tight. Like you see a lot of the same guys helping each other out and sharing, and so like there's a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah. I have not seen. So Kumar asked, "You see the Eastern Exposure animated deleted Dooku versus Anakin choreography scene from Rots, which is kind of along the same lines. I have not seen or heard of that."
No, me neither. Oh, what's the guy who did the really cool one with like the puppet style? It was just like fleet shots. What's that guy's name again? Someone in chat's gonna know it. He had like the B-wing flying into the Mon Calamari cruiser, and Howie Day. Howie Day. He I think makes the coolest. He I think makes the coolest Star Wars stuff. Howie Day, Star Wars animation, The Return. His stuff is so cool.
He's been around for a long time. When I was starting Thrawn's Revenge, he was. I know he was doing stuff at that point, and that was like 2006.
He genuinely makes like his Star Trek stuff, especially, is like on par with the television show, and like that's not an exaggeration. Like it's incredible. So check out his. He's a really nice guy too.
Right. And we do have the one email question that did survive or was within the last few months, other than someone saying that they are a Mass Effect fan who listens. That's from Rob.
Oh, nice.
And from Mike G in January, subject line, McClunky Culkin, email body text, is that something?
It is.
But from Macrucio, question regarding Maul Shadowlord.
Okay.
Greetings, Exalted Ones, sorry. My question is in regards to Maul mentioning repeatedly in the show of a grand vision of his, but he has been vague on the details of that vision. Maul discusses with the two Jedi characters about the fragility of institutions such as the Republic and the Jedi Order, with their inherent structural contradictions being implied. During the police raid to arrest Maul, he discusses materialism with the Jedi, to which Master Daki provides an antithesis. Maul then invites the Master and Padawan to participate in a dialectic in which the truth may be discovered. With other characters, Maul has talked about forming a coalition by uniting the various crime syndicates underneath his leadership. Could it be, with his rhetoric on materialism and the weakness of the former power structures, that Maul intends to defeat Darth Sidious by bringing about a dictatorship of the lumpen proletariat? Thank you for entertaining my inquiry. Sincerely, Macrucio. So I do not think you should believe that Maul is actually interested in bringing together the lower classes to form a socialist utopia. Instead, Maul is trying to prey on the desires of these lower classes to fight the power structure that Maul has a personal vendetta against, not because he disagrees with their fundamental goals. If Palpatine had not thrown Maul away, Maul is in that office planning the Clone Wars, and he's happy to go along with it. He does not care. Maul.
Are you saying he's using the like aesthetics of collectivism, Corey?
Yeah, so he is posting on Twitter, but he's the one who was the one that turned out to work for oh shit. Works for weapons dev.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Anna
it's like,
Mardal and
yeah,
working for
was it?
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin.
So yeah,
I'm just one of you guys.
Maul is not. He's not even a fake socialist. He's never even claimed to actually believe in these ideals. He is just taking advantage of people who are in a rough spot.
Yeah.
Easy question. Thanks for that.
Next question. Do you like pee-pee or poo-poo?
So Elijah asked something about any potential tension between Abrams and Johnson, but I feel like if we're going to talk about that, it'd probably be once we do our movie rewatch.
Yeah.
How do you
Let's
plan
get
to
a
build your
donation as
party in
well.
Zero Company? Alastremex?
I usually keep it pretty simple. I always have a sniper at the back. I like to have a forward guy with a shotgun, and then 2 mid-range guys. That's like my go-to loadout in XCOM usually. So I don't know what it'll be like with the droids, but I tend to play those games pretty conservatively, where like I do a lot of scouting with like my sniper and trying to get guys from a distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I see what's there. I think it might be just like Pokemon, where I go with whatever character seems coolest, like the character art. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Depends
on how much like it'll depend on how much you are encouraged to change up classes between missions too. Like how much is it you have your 6 Pokemon in your party, and how much is it like you're rotating through everyone? How much is the experience farming really getting you through?
Yeah.
Like, am I going to every
definitely.
KOTOR 2 planet with Visas and
Yeah, that's absolutely how I play KOTOR as well, where like once Mission Veo is on the ship, she ain't ever coming off. Never.
You're not going to go into battle with a child. It's the responsible thing to do. She's 14.
Do I want to take this 14-year-old Twi'lek or Canderous Ordo?
Canderous in KOTOR 2 is like a sad sack. He's...
Oh, yeah. Canderous is... Wait, Canderous is KOTOR 1, 2, right?
He's in both. Yeah, him and the droids are in both, and he's a fucking...
Yeah.
He's a parody of himself in 2.
I think I've only played through 2. I may have only played through 2 once.
That's crazy. Do it again.
I should. It's just... I started playing through it a few months ago, and I got through, and I realized I didn't have the mod installed correctly. So I went through and I played it again, and I got to the second level. I don't know. I just dropped it.
It's a rougher game, and my hot take has always been that the restored content mod makes some of the gameplay worse. So, not that like the combat in KOTOR has ever been fantastic, but as much fun as running around the table and throwing grenades is.
Yeah. I just, without the restored content mod, your game can actually get fucked. So
yeah. But with it, some of the fights are less fun.
Yeah.
All right, I think we'll do a bit of a rapid fire because we're at an hour. We'll probably do this again soon because there does seem to be more questions. We can do it in an off week as well,
especially this summer.
Because we do have a little bit to talk about with the next few weeks. But just a few quick ones here. There was one that I was specifically trying to mark up there. So Ryan asking, who do you think will make a cameo appearance or show up in Jedi 3? The right answer is Oppo Rensesis.
Yeah. Did you get your donation, by the way?
Yes, we
Zap
have.
said Needin live action Umbara, Renvar, and Narshada. Yeah, those are all
very
great
true.
choices. Umbara would
Thank
be
you,
cool.
Zap. Yeah,
Star
I
Wars
think
movies are
Umbara
tracking
is
up, though.
the coolest of those because the other ones are like Narshada is kind of like dirty Coruscant, and Renvar is just Hoth with slightly more canyons. So I think Umbara brings the newest, the most new stuff to the table.
Yeah, of those three, I think Renvar is maybe the odd one out, but yeah, for me anyway.
But your Jedi 3 cameo.
Oh, probably someone from Kenobi. Like maybe someone from the underground, or don't think I'd want Kenobi himself. Yeah, maybe like a vision of Yoda or something. I don't know.
Okay, fair. Zap also asked, Ek, would you ever consider doing in-depth videos about the sonic weapons of the Geonosians or advanced weapons of the Umbarans? I hope this was going to be a question about Sonic at first, but
I feel like I've done a video on the sonic weapons. I mean, those videos, like if you guys play a little inside baseball, those videos are really easy to make. Because there's like 3 or 4 sources for all of those that do a really good job of giving you everything. Like I would look at the new essential guide to vehicles and vessels, the new essential guide to weapons, the essential guide to warfare, maybe like a couple RPG source books I have to see, and between that, like you got most of it. So yeah, if that's a video that people are interested in, but I don't really feel like I could add a whole lot to.
the sonic weapons are good against Jedi. I did a video on that.
Yeah. Didn't don't they use one against Luke in the Thrawn duology? I can't remember if that's one of the things they use when he's like stuck.
Where it's from. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some more inside baseball. I like to go through my old videos that underperform sometimes, or even that overperformed, and redo them slightly better than re-upload them because I know I can do a
really
better
cool.
job.
There's a bunch of people that do that for my videos too.
Yeah. And someone else is going to make the video out of my video anyways and rip me off. So I may as well rip me off instead.
It's actually fucking crazy. Like that. What's that guy's Stickman Anakin? I normally I don't like to call people out or anything, but I don't think he's a real person. He just remakes my video. I just searched his name. The most recent video is one of mine. Why is more than half the Star Wars galaxy unexplored with my Abeloth art and my thumbnail? The guy's a piece of shit.
Yep.
It pisses me off. Like he and like I can only know my videos, but like there's no shot that any of these other videos are not from other YouTubers. Like I see like this one that I'm looking at is like very clearly a Stupendous Wave thumbnail. This one is very clearly like a Geetsley's thumbnail. Dude, I just moused over one of his videos. It's fucking Battle of the Dreadnoughts footage. Okay, I'm not mad. I hope bad things happen to that guy though.
I mean, to be fair, we make a lot more money off of Essential Guide to Warfare than Jason Fry ever did too.
That's true. Fuck that guy though.
Not Jason Fry, Stickman Anakin.
No, Jason Fry's great. And what's crazy is there's like 6 or 7 of them who do this shit.
Yeah.
I'll even tell you some of them right now. I'll get messy. This is me, not Corey. But like,
so
even
to add a little preface to this, there are a lot of YouTubers who make like similar topic, even around the same time, because it's like kind of in the zeitgeist. Yeah. This is not what we're talking about. This is like same title, same thumbnail, like literally the thumbnail art is the same pieces of art arranged the same way with like slightly different words on it, including like the Abeloth art. I mean, to be fair, everyone uses that Abeloth art, but it is art that
I don't have a problem with that.
But yeah,
like,
go ahead. Sorry.
I did one on like Hyperlook. That's another one. He just takes all my stuff. I did one on why does Star Wars technology advance so slowly? And then his was why does Star Wars technology stayed stuck for thousands of years? Okay. But like, and that's fine because it's a similar topic, but like there's a lot you can say. The problem is my thumbnail was a Star Destroyer on one side with 10 ABY bullet beneath it in front of a red planet, then a Mandalorian Kandosi ship on the other side. I think it's Kandosi, 4,000 years. His is the exact same, even in front of a red planet, except he did 10,000 years and 20 years, which, whatever. You're a fucking loser. These people piss me off. Like, my thumbnail's better, and it's 7 years old. Anyway,
go.
I don't even make videos anymore. I don't know why I'm complaining.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to leave the questions on that passion. So we will definitely do this again. And the fact that I'm saying that. Oh, second quick question, and a final quick question from Logan. Which is better, Secret Palpatine planet, Exegol and Tross, or Biss in Dark Empire?
I like Exegol, actually.
Yeah, same. The Zeiston is the bad part of Exegol. Exegol itself is fun. It's a little Sith
cool
cult
planet.
thing going on. That's interesting. Biss, the thing that's weird with Biss is not a secret. People go to Biss.
No.
Biss is just a planet. And Palpatine has been building this fleet here for fucking, like, he kind of transferred stuff. Biss, the more you peel away at Biss, the less it makes sense. And it's not even that interesting of a world. It's just like Temperate World number 37. So I think I got to give it to Exegol on that.
Kind of like Epstein's Island, sort of.
Exegol is?
With skyscrapers. Biss.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. So what are we saying about the summer there, Justarino?
Yeah. So I think for the summer, what we're probably gonna do is, 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So we'll probably do a book 1 week. Probably we'll do that the week after the break. I think it makes the most sense. So we've got two. I mean, we can read whatever. So like, just as an example, it would be like book, other thing, week off. And yeah.
So are we doing Coruscant Nights on the 18th then?
Do you want to do it on the 18th? I should be good, I think.
I think I can do the 18th, and then if
we do it the 18th, it'll be a break the next week. If we don't do it next week, it'll be we'll do the next 2 weeks.
Well, it's been a couple weeks since we've done like a topical episode, and it feels like it'd be a shame to have the week off, do the Q&A, and then have another week off when we said we'd be doing the book. So I think we should do Coruscant Nights next week, and we'll take the week after that off, and we'll decide on what our next book and side topic are going to be. I think we should try to think about how we're going to do a movie rewatch. Like if we're going to bring in some guests or anything, because I think that's a good opportunity to see if anyone still wants to talk to us.
Yep.
Not Stickman Anakin.
No, fuck that guy. I hope he eats a bag of dicks.
Bag of sticks. All right. Well, we're going to go play some games on youtube.com/ECKSTOO. Thank you for listening. We have been transmitting. Bye. No,
from the Tapcast.
That before that doesn't fucking gives a shit. It's over.
That was absolute garbage.
Bye, everyone.